Is my Christmas special the most disappointing skincare products? Now listen, as these types of videos go, you know we've got to have a disclaimer. So sorry to those people who do not like disclaimers, but it's pretty important in an essentially the worst products type of video. I was really thinking about this, and I feel like there really shouldn't be a lot of objectively bad products that hit our store shelves. You know, all of these products are formulated by cosmetic chemists, even those from celebrity brands. They go through product testing, they go through customer satisfaction surveys. Sure, at the end, you will never have a product that works out for everybody. You really can't, because people have different skin types, they have different needs. Oily versus dry skin types need completely different attributes in their products. Plus, you're always going to have some one-star reviews of people actually reviewing USPS on a product, but I digress. And having just thought about that, I realized I feel really limited in doing this video because I don't want to make this video 5 products that my skin reacted to because I'm allergic to the ingredients. It would be true, but would it really be a helpful video in terms of, you know, talking about why I was disappointed? I was disappointed because I have these allergies that not everyone has, you know? So instead, I really thought back long and hard to pretty much about this past year, and I came up with 5 products that disappointed me for very different reasons. It might actually surprise you to watch this video. Again though, please keep in mind, this video is ultimately all just my opinion. You do not have to agree with me. In fact, if you disagree, please feel free to leave a comment, explain why you like a product. Again, skincare is something that is so personal. And oh, I know there are some people that love the products I'm going to talk about. But again, this video is about why I personally was disappointed. Yeah, are you ready? Let's go ahead and get into it. I want to start with the Augustinus Bader Rich Cream. Some of you know I had an allergic reaction to this, and you're going, Alice, I thought you just said this wasn't what you were going to do. It's not actually the fact that I reacted to this product that is why I'm so disappointed. It's the reasoning behind it. So let me tell you the story in case you didn't watch my video review. So about a year ago, Sephora was sending out kind of a lot of samples of the Augustinus Bader Rich Cream. You could also purchase this Sephora Favorites kit that had it in it. It was just kind of everywhere, and it was really getting a lot of hype. So I found myself going, this is a really expensive moisturizer, but I think it's doing a lot for my skin. I was putting it on at night. I would wake up in the morning and it just seemed like my skin, it almost seemed like my skin had some kind of a facial as I slept. It was incredible. So I bought the full size. I decided I was going to do a proper 2-week trial with it. And I finished off the sample size in a few days of trying it. Then I moved on to my full size, and you all saw the reaction. I'll put a video clip in case you didn't. What on earth happened? Well, long story short, Augustinus Bader reformulated. The product that Sephora had been sending out in samples en masse was not the same one that you could purchase. And therein lies the problem. I cannot believe that, you know, the product that the retailer was providing to people to get a feel for the full size was different. What on earth? And I think especially as an American who, you know, when I had that reaction, you best believe I returned that to Sephora. Because I was able to, but as an American who makes YouTube videos, I am well aware that there are a lot of people across the world who cannot make returns. And that's where things get really sketchy if you ask me. If that was the same sample size that was being provided worldwide, did that happen to people in countries where they couldn't return it? And I think what is most flustering to me about this whole situation is that this could be prevented. There is such an easy way to make it so that customers know which version of a product they are getting. All we need to do is figure out how to label products the same way we label operating systems or software. It's the Rich Cream version 7.0. Not difficult. We could all do this. And it would prevent so many problems. I mean, I remember recently, people were upset with First Aid Beauty, who reformulated a lot of their products. First Aid Beauty is one of those brands that catered to sensitive skin types, and they did a quiet reformulation, added in some ingredients that some people react to, and people were really flustered to find out that their former favorite products were different. Could have all been prevented with being upfront about the reformulation and also this clear labeling system. I don't think I'm wrong on how ultimately simple this could be to fix. Number 2 on my list is from a brand that I have spoken so highly of that appears in my best of skincare, but I've just got to call out this collection because it was such a disappointment to me personally. Not the whole collection, we'll go with the moisturizer specifically, but the e.l.f. Pure Skin Moisturizer. What happened with this product? If you are not new to this channel, you have heard me talk about loving e.l.f. cosmetic skincare over the years. I mean, goodness, the Bounce Back Cleanser, y'all remember the Water Essence, the Happy Hydration Moisturizer, their oils. They are a brand that has shockingly low prices for, in general, really good skincare options. So when the Pure Skin collection was introduced, oh my god, my DMs were absolutely full with people going, "Are you gonna buy this? I'm so excited. Have you seen this collection? It looks incredible." Because this kind of sounded like it was going to be the most advanced e.l.f. skincare collection yet. It was formulated with dermatologists, sounds exciting. It was a collection that was geared towards sensitive skin, didn't have any added fragrance, did have your niacinamide ingredients. It just sounded incredible. And I remember a lot of us bought it, self included. And I feel like we all started using these products and the community collectively turned into the sound of crickets. Because the reality is, while the cleanser's all right, the toner is fine. Personally, I had a reaction to it, but we're not going to make that the focal point. The moisturizer, though, why was it so awful to blend into your skin? I mean, there actually is an explanation. They went the silicone-free route, and it's difficult to formulate a moisturizer without silicone. I think it can be done. I've seen it done. But I think that when you're talking about a more affordable brand, you need to really go through the trial and error of testing a silicone-free moisturizer, and that costs money. And I think that to keep the cost low, it just kind of felt like e.l.f. hit a point with that moisturizer where they went, well, it's good enough. It doesn't buff into people's skin nicely, but, it's a good ingredients list, I think the source of the disappointment for me with that collection was just knowing that e.l.f. really is capable of making incredible moisturizers, but I almost feel like they might have tried to do too much with that collection. The whole formulated with dermatologists, good for sensitive skin, that's all great, but they also added in that silicone-free aspect that I don't know if the same people are always looking for. There are people who are looking for silicone-free. But is it always the exact same crossover with people who want dermatologist-developed fragrance-free products? I don't know. I'm not that person. Silicone in products, great. If it makes a nice moisturizer, that's fine with me. I have no problems with silicone. I mean, I remember back when the beauty community was buying that chafing gel, anti-chafing gel, and using that as primer. Y'all remember that time? Yeah, silicone is fine. So I just kind of feel like what might have happened is they might have tried to do just too much, and in the end, it left us with a product that just wasn't great from a company that actually is capable of greatness, and therein lies the disappointment. Next on my list is a product from Osea. I have got to admit to you all, I ran a poll for which skincare brand people wanted to see me do next. I've got to admit to you, I felt absolutely blindsided that Osea won that poll. I was over here going, wait, with all these brands on the market, people want to see Osea? I am so glad that somebody explained to me in the comments that, I guess in summer of 2022, apparently Osea was really popular on TikTok. I did not know this. I did not know this, but I did a video on it, and in the end, none of it really stuck. I like the body care, but none of the skincare products hyaluronic serum aside, stuck. What did stick out in my mind is how bad that eye cream was. For me again, this is a product that some people do enjoy. With this one, I actually have to admit, I don't know if I'm as much disappointed with the product as I am just disappointed in myself. Because here's the thing, I kept looking at this ingredients list over and over again going, what am I reacting to? What is causing me problems here? Because to my knowledge, all of those ingredients have been fine for me in other products. And so I just kept pushing forward. I just kept putting this eye cream on at night and waking up in the middle of the night with my eyes just burning so badly. I would have to wash my face at 3 in the morning. Oh, it was awful, and I kept doing it out of determination, I guess. Don't do that, by the way. Don't do that. And I did read through the reviews, and there are other people that have experienced the same situation with this, but there's also people that haven't. There's a lot of people that like this eye cream, so it really remains a mystery to me. I do feel questioning as to the lemon oil content in this, but at the same time, I'm not a cosmetic formulator, so I really don't want to say with confidence, well, putting lemon oil in an eye cream is 100% of the time a bad idea. Maybe you could use trace amounts to correct the pH. I'm still skeptical of it, and I will admit to you, I don't know if I'll ever buy an eye cream with lemon oil in it. Regardless, it has to be the product that hurt the most in 2022. It has to be. Have you ever experienced eye pain from an eye cream? Oh, and this was the worst ever. Oh, it was bad. Okay, next on my list is quite possibly the product that I hated using the absolute most. This is a product I only used once, and it was so bad that this was the second product I wrote down for this video. I remembered this like it was yesterday. Sadly, it's a sunscreen, a US mineral sunscreen, of course. Sunscreen, that's got to be very difficult to formulate. Anyway, it is, and I still have this sample, the Rin Clean Screen Mineral SPF 30. Forget whatever conception you have of a white cast. Imagine this more as a white plaster mask, a white paint on your face. It is so thick and pasty and cakey, and it doesn't blend in. It was so bad to use. Now, I read through all of the reviews, and in fact, let me go ahead and try this out right now, because I saw quite a few reviews saying, all of you who are leaving negative reviews have not figured out how to use this. You have to use it correctly. Yeah, so they say you have to warm it up in your hands. Okay, let's try this. Let's warm it up in my hands and see if this makes any kind of a difference. Can you see how bad this is? You can see it on camera, right? I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I actually thought this might go differently, but it seems like it's not going any differently. What I was going to say if this had actually proceeded differently was that I don't know if sunscreen should have this many rules. It already has so many rules. You already have to make sure you're applying the correct amount. You have to make sure it's in an even layer. You have to reapply. Do we really want sunscreen that you also have to warm up in your hands first? I don't want to take the length of a Led Zeppelin song to apply my sunscreen. I'll take the length of an Ice Spice song. Even after doing this, y'all, it just feels like Desitin. Anyone work with kids? It feels like Desitin. Y'all, my last product for this video is actually, it's not a bad product. In fact, I haven't even tried it. Bear with me. But rather, it is a story of disappointment and why I constantly am arguing for the disclosure of active ingredients. And it is the Inkey List's new retinol 1%. Again, I actually think this is an exciting release. But what's interesting about this is that I already tried a 1% retinol from the Inkey List 2 years ago. Do you see how on that packaging it says 1% retinol? That is really what it originally said. Now, the Inky Decoder, a website that you might be familiar with, actually put out a post on this product, and they explained how it wasn't really a 1% retinol product. It was a 1% Retistar product. That means it contained 0.05% retinol. And the real reason I want to talk about this is because the disappointment comes from the fact that now that the Inky List has come out with a 1% retinol, it's almost as if they have to backtrack and explain, oh, well, the difference between our 1% retinol and our 1% retinol is that only one of them is actually 1% retinol. Again, I don't hate the Inky List. In fact, we just talked about 1% retinol on this channel. If you want to try a 1% retinol, this new one from the Inky List might be a great option. $24.99, that's not that bad for 1% retinol. But I think the disappointment for me comes in that, this is a brand that is supposed to be all about transparency, disclosing percentages in the same way as The Ordinary, and yet by actually doing it correctly, that does expose their past lack of transparency. Does that make sense as to how I would say a good product is still disappointing me? Did I clarify that? Hopefully. But that's it, my friends. We've come to the end of this video. Again, just my opinion, so feel free to share yours in the comment section below. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you all next time.